What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Fighter Show. Today, we're going to be talking about celebrities and pop culture in general and the hysteria ever since Trump took office. So, why is it these celebrities are freaking out ever since Trump took office in November? Well, it's probably because these people have absolutely no idea how the government works and how anything in politics is actually going. Most of it is perpetuated by lies. Of course, they drum up hysteria because they have big names and people listen to what they have to say, mostly on social media websites, and then we get things like this. So it's kind of ridiculous when you think about it, because there's absolutely no precedent for these people to be so outrageously paranoid about everything. You know, they live in sunny California in their millionaire homes, and the way the government runs doesn't affect their day-to-day lives like it does regular common folk. You know, the peasants in the flyover states that these people clearly have completely out of touch with, but that's beyond the point. Now, the Trump administration has done plenty of things that are worthy of criticism, but not nearly to the point that some of these celebrities would have you believe. I mean, did you know you can be skeptical of the government's possible ties with Russia while also acknowledging that being friendly with a world superpower is not a bad thing? Because some might tell you otherwise.
I'm not looking at anything, because all I see are lies and collusion.
The thing is, though, when millions of people follow these celebrities and get news like this, it's hard to take any of their real criticisms seriously. And the media already does a good enough job inflating these stories to be things that are worse than they are, like calling the recent scandal with Michael Flynn the worst thing since Watergate. Literally. So all these celebrities do is push the same agendas, and they continue to gaslight regular citizens who just don't feel bothered by the things that they're saying because it's completely desensitized now. Anything that they scream is no longer relevant. But of course they'll have you believe that Hollywood is some kind of beacon of intellectualism regarding government and politics and economics, and so that they have way more of a validated opinion than us normal people. But of course that's not true. They simply have credibility because they have a noticeable face, and people like them and the things that they say. And so they have no real need to fact check or be truthful or even say anything blatantly close to the truth. So that's why when conservatives or anybody goes on talk shows and then you have things like this happen.
If people got hysterical in Germany right away, then it wouldn't have...
He's not the new Hitler.
You just like that you won The Apprentice and you have a famous friend, mate. That's all you fucking like.
Can I say one thing?
I know
That's all you like. That's all you like.
You're losing your audience.
I'm not losing my
because
audience.
You're sounding unpleasant.
Am I
and
losing
you're also
it?
not basing...
The left somehow sees that as them winning the argument simply because it's something they said and agreed with and they got a bunch of claps, but it doesn't actually create a good dialogue, and truth is never actually found. It's just complete nonsense. And so what it is all just virtue signaling, and it's phony, and it's not courageous like they keep saying. All the award shows we see where everybody stands up in front of their peers who think exactly like them, and then they say something against Trump or against Republicans or against anybody who doesn't think exactly like them, and they say it's brave, but it's not. It's absolutely not. There's nothing brave about it. They're doing the same thing anybody could do at any time. And you know, recently we saw Joy Villa with her Make America Great Again dress, and that was at least a statement. It was something that went against the normal culture in Hollywood and the entertainment industry, and at least that was a courageous statement because she actually stood out against them. And I'm very much against politicizing literally everything that's supposed to just be entertaining for us. I think entertainment shows should be entertaining, and that should be it. I mean, it's not bad enough that these celebrities just stand up there and give themselves awards for fulfilling their own self-aggrandizement as if it really matters, because they don't. But it is particularly annoying when regular Americans just want to see their favorite artists possibly win awards and stuff, and yet they have to be lectured about the morality of how they think and their decisions, and that they might be Nazis or racists, and it's absolutely absurd, and people don't care to see that, and people are starting to catch on. And so you get these celebrities who think they can then start big political movements, as we saw Sarah Silverman, who tried to call for a military overthrow of the government.
Cause I'm a badass, and you don't want a class, cause your mouth writing checks and your face can't gas.
And of course that's hilarious because, as we all know, the people on the left don't like their guns or war, apparently, except when a Democrat's in office. So when they call for a military overthrow of the government, I don't really see how they're gonna, take back the country from people who actually have the guns but I digress. But it all comes down to celebrities trying to push their nose into things where they have absolutely no relevance, and the political sphere is one of them. It's why everyday Americans no longer care what they say, and so they keep trying to up the ante of the hysteria that they're pushing so that they seem more relevant than they are. Because without these platforms, without the people liking what they say, without creating hysteria, then nobody would care what they say. So they have to keep pushing the envelope. Popular culture has always been downstream of politics, so it's no surprise that when a certain idea or set of ideas or ideology is presented in the popular culture world and the entertainment, it's obviously going to reach more people. And with it spreading to popular culture, we see it spreading to other areas of entertainment as well. For example, one that I can relate to is the comic book world. So what we see with Marvel and DC lately, mostly Marvel, is that they're really trying to push the social justice down our throats. And as readers, it's not something most of us particularly care about, and it's why the comic book industry has been slumping lately, especially for those two large companies. Because we don't really care to see Wonder Woman telling somebody they're mansplaining, or we don't care that Iron Man is now a black female, because Iron Man has always just been Iron Man. It doesn't have to change. And of course, I'm not against the diversification of the superhero world and giving more of a platform to groups that aren't as represented, but I think it should be done with new and original characters rather than just replacing old ones because they have the same name value. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but the response that the media and celebrities have been getting lately seem to point that I'm not exactly a minority in these opinions. So maybe these people are better off just keeping themselves apolitical and turning out content that has to do with good storytelling and strong writing and good characters and not so much of this political nonsense. Or maybe they'll just double down and continue taking the latest buzzwords off of Tumblr and Facebook and making it into political statements on their TV shows and songs, and we won't have anything fun to listen to or watch for the next 8 years. But who knows? So what do you think? Do you think celebrities should continue to be super political and pushing agendas regardless of if they have the facts or not? Or should they ease back a bit and try to be more about entertaining people like they're paid to do? Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, this has been the Freedom Fighter Show. See ya.